Hello, and I'm back for video number 4, exploring the 4th energetic quality that I'm going to group in with withholding and not speaking at the throat chakra. And this quality is being slow moving when it comes to putting yourself out there. And I'm grouping this into more to leaning into being slow moving as an excuse. So it's more of an excuse. And with all of these different energetic qualities and all of these different intuitive indicators, you can see that there are various dynamics and that things are not simply black or white. So there's a lot of shifting that can happen from one part of the spectrum to another. And when you are taking your time with something and allowing yourself to arrive at clarity or arrive at a personal truth to then move forward, that is different from making excuses for yourself and being super slow to put yourself out there with something because you're afraid. So I just want to make that distinction because I'm not saying that taking your time is negative. And I'm not even saying that making excuses for yourself is negative. All of this is information to help inform ourselves of what our energy does. And it's my observation that the more energetically aware we become, the more empowered we become to shift our response to what is happening within ourselves and also what is happening outside of us in our circumstances, in our environments, and in dynamics that involve others. So learning how to manage your energy is one of the most empowering things that you can do for yourself. And this is not just for people who are working with energy or have a simple curiosity about intuitive development. This is really for every human being on the planet to learn how to better manage your energy so that you are not just depleted or anxious or living in some type of survival fear state, that we can really learn how to anchor within ourselves so that whatever presents, we can more easily navigate the turbulent times in our lives from a place of grounded and centeredness. Groundedness and centeredness, amongst many other things. So this takes us back to this energetic quality of just being really slow moving to put yourself out there. Hanging on more of the side of maybe making some excuses for why certain things take so long. I'll give an example. There are many people in my life who will share creative ideas, and maybe there's an inspiration to start a particular project within a business, but it takes years and years, and there's always something that seems too challenging to then move forward. So within yourself, it's really up to you to see, is this just divine timing and I'm just going with the flow? Or is there some more intentional directed energy and maybe some things for me to let go of or more, just in a more directed way, focus on and move forward? Because all of these things really ask us, all of these different dynamics ask us to be a mediator within our experience. So there's a dynamic between this push and pull. It's not about forcing, but it's also not about just not doing anything. So how can you become invested in these dynamics and become more curious about the way in which you interact with your environment? So I would encourage you to sit with something that maybe creates a sense of excitement for you, but also a sense of a bit of anxiety or a bit of fear. And I'll use an example for myself. I was thinking about applying to publicly speak about intuition at a particular event. And when I think about doing that, I get really excited. And there's also a part of me that gets a little bit nervous about, well, what would that look like and how would I do this? And so that part of me that gets a little bit anxious about it, that would have been a part of me years back that would have probably gotten more of my attention than the part of me that was really excited. And so some excuses could have come into play. Some interference could have come into play to prevent me from taking action to then apply to speak, to create the content or a proposal around what it is that I would want to speak about. And so you can see how when you create stories for yourself, or you create, I keep doing this, but you create excuses for yourself, this can be you interfering with your own ability to get out there in the world. And so I share this as an example to connect with maybe something that you really want to do, and you really do want to do it. But then when you think about the steps involved that would take to put yourself out there to do it, maybe something scares you. And so you drop that idea, or you just don't move through the step that helps you to move through the fear. Because we are all going to experience fear. This is not about being fearless. This is about being with the fear, seeing it for what it is, and choosing to move through it anyway. So I hope that these energetic qualities of the throat chakra help you to connect with the wisdom and the insight that the throat chakra and throat chakra intuition has to offer you. There are so many ways in which it speaks. So pay attention to sensation, pay attention to the subtle intuitive impressions that come through at this energy center for you, and always, always take the time to listen to what it is that your body has to share. You are so wise and you are so guided. I hope that you'll join me on the throat chakra webinar that I'll be sharing, link below, and I am wishing you the most amazing and magical intuitive connections. Bye.